Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Grown Clip Bonsai First Seniors. Today is January 21 of 2025. It's Tuesday. It's minus 5 degrees below zero, which is about at around 7:14 a.m. in the morning, or a minus 20.5 Celsius. The wind is brutal. It's a minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit or a minus 31.6 degrees Celsius. And I was outside today at 5:30 in the morning. I went to feed the fish at the rectory, and it is brutal out there. I mean, simply brutal. Today we're gonna work. We're gonna work on our tamarin forest and our tamarin in our pot. And tamarin's a nice round fruit with a skin and seed. And there's Kevin. He's in for the view today, Mr. Nosy Kevin. And you peel the skin, you eat the pulp, and then this is what the seed looks like. Now this is the seed from last year, and you can see that it's dried out. And Kevin's looking for food, so let's see if this seed is viable. Put it in some water. And it still is. It dropped like a rock into the water. Oh, can't see it, but it's there. Mr. Clock says it's 7:15. So, here's our forest. We can get Kevin out of the way today. Say hello to everybody, Kevin. He's a nut. So let's get working on the forest. He's nosing all over the place. He's touching the stand. Kevin, no. He's trying to move the stand for us. So you can see that there are three types of leaves. There's a simple leaf. Let me get this out of your way so you can see. There's a simple leaf. There's a compound leaf where you got the leaf on a stem, and it's got about a cluster of leaves there. And then we got the pinnately compound leaf, which is our tamarin. And you can see, now let me show you the bigger one first. This is the compound leaf, where it comes out here and it has a whole bunch of opposite little leaves on this one stem. That's a pinnately compound leaf. So, before we tackle that one, while we got that one sitting in water, here's our forest. And you can see that it needs a lot of work to it. And the first thing we're going to do is try to brush off all the dead leaves from when they were outside. They dried off a little bit. Just get all this out. Do a little cleanup here before we start pruning it. Because as you can see, it's starting to grow long and leggy. This one here is growing into the other tree. We'll take our ironwood tools, because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood. And you can see all the bumps and stuff where the leaves come out. But that'll give us the start of our branch, because that's where the brain is at. So I'm going to take this one and prune it back to here. And I'm going to throw this in the dish. I'm going to put some water in the dish, and we're going to soak these. I don't know if these will root. Never, this is my, I'm going to try this with this. I don't know if I tried them before, but. And then we're going to take this one back to here. You can see from the dead dry leaves where they're at. This one I don't think will grow. Take those dead leaves off. We'll just pinch this back here so we can see if we can get a shoot growing out. this one here, as it's curving into the branches here, see this grows all kind of different directions. Let's take that off over here, throw that into the water. Right above this leaf, we're going to cut it back. Throw it in. And we're going to cut off some of these dead branches here. Not branches, but leaves. Cut the old leaves off. Because remember, that's a pinnately compound leaf that we're cutting off. This one's growing tall. It's arching this way. So we're going to just cut it back to here at a slight 45. And take this one the same way. See, in the forest, I guess they grow naturally that way. They just curve out just like this other one's doing. So I'm going to cut this one to here, right above here, at a 45, and let them go out that way. And you can see how the forest is looking. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trees in there. You can say, Tom, the forest has to be all an odd number. Who cares? As long as they come up and they grow, it looks like a full forest. You can always pretend there's a little stream or gully in here. Well, we'll see what we can do. So right now, we're going to get my starting mix because it's nice and fine. After I get some of all this stuff out of here. We're just going to add a little bit more to this. Let's say, Tom, you're going to pull these weeds out now? It looks like clover, so I'm going to leave it in there. And there is nothing coming out of the bottom. So you know they're still good. I'm just going to give it a light covering on the forest floor. Just so we can spruce it up. Give it a good shot for the spring growth. Now they're sitting in the basement. They're not growing yet. See, some trees grow and some trees are still staying asleep. It just depends on how long they want to sleep. And we'll just... Good Lord. This cold weather really does a number on your throat. I'm going to have my hot cup of coffee with my wife and then tea the rest of the evening. Get it just like that. And you can say, how are you going to break this up if you want it odd? It's a good question. We can always do that. So we got some rocks here. We can put this in here, into the front part there, just like that. And then we can always make, let's see, let's wet this down first real good. Now, Tom, you're not hitting this with lipstick? No, because it's less than a pencil thickness, and these usually heal up real fast. You can see how nice the starting mix takes off on it. I think we can put our rabbit in here. Put that little den in there, like he's coming out of the den. Like that, and then with our, let me get my blue sand. And we can, excuse me, good Lord, I should have brought some water here. So we're going to take our spoon and we can just make a little stream. This is a dark blue sand. It's like a fine sand. You can just have a little meandering stream here. That's all. It breaks up the force. You got a force here and there, so now you got your rod. You got 7 there and 1 there. Let's put the cover on here. And then, yeah, I got everything all discombobulated here. We'll make our bank. Along there. Well, the bank is into the water and the water's coming through it. And just something to pretend with. Doesn't have to be perfect, just to break up the forest a little bit. Just make it simple and that's it. You don't have to be overzealous about it. I mean, you don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff to make it a forest. The forest is just natural. And we'll take this and we'll just cover up some of that stone that we got into the water there. Just like that. Something simple. Just keep it simple. That's all you have to do. So that tamarind seed, when it sinks, it's still viable. So that's good. So now, our little forest is in place. All you gotta do is keep it simple. You want a rock there? We can put a rock there, or might as well. I don't know if this is going to be working. Might be too big. A little bit. Put another little rock here. Get it in there. That might be too big in there, but maybe, I think like that, just to keep it simple. A couple of rocks in there and that's it. Let's put this one over here. Just like that. So there you go. Simple and effective. And I got my tag here. That's with a paint marker. So then I had, because this was a different marker, and I just whited it out with the paint, because I got the paint pens, and then the pencil writes on there real good. So we can stick that over here. And then I got another one in pencil also, just to be safe. And just stick it behind the rock, and we'll go from there. Now, let's tackle the big one. Rocks out of the way. Now these seeds I put into, let's get you over here. These seeds, this was my apple tree that I saved that was like 30 years old, but it just did not make it. So all I'm going to do is cut these dead branches off here. And that's deader than a doornail. And this one pulls out, and this one with the roots, you can see it had a nice root system, but it just never took. So we're going to get this and throw that out. Now this is our big tamarin. That's going to be good for repotting soon. But you can see how wild and it grows. So all we're going to do is we're going to keep it a little smaller. We're going to cut it back to here. right above this leaf. So hopefully we sprout another branch, another leader. 45. I got this in the water. Mr. Elephant says hello to all the little kitties out there. We're just going to water that in so we can keep it hydrated. And then on this one here, you can see a branch coming out this way, and then it divides. So let's take off these dead leaves. And as you can see, this one's growing a branch out this way. And here's the compound, pinnately compound leaf. So we're just going to cut that. I don't know, this one's growing backwards. Probably because of the light and where it hit the tree. But right now, we'll leave this right above there because you got another brain over here. And this one's coming way out. So I want to keep it a little bit shorter. That'll be our sacrificial branch, but we're just going to put it right here. Cut this off. Right there. Now this big one, it's real tall, so we're going to prune it back down to here. I was at a 45, and then I'll see if these will root. I do not know if they'll root. It's my first time trying to root one of these. We'll take a rock, make sure it's sitting in the water under to keep it hydrated. And then the seed that we, here, let me take, you can see, I tilt it. The seed is in there, so we're going to take it out. And we'll see if the seed germinates. Now here's where it formed at the tip of the branch. So all we're going to do is push it in. Just like that, and then, that's why God made shirts too. Wipe your hands on your shirt. 7:30. We got to keep moving here. I don't want it too long for you. We're just going to take a little bit of our rooting hormone and stick it on top of it, and put the rest here. It's not a rooting hormone, it's the beneficial bacteria. It has both ecto and endobacteria. So this way here we got a good shot of which bacteria will go onto this tree. And Mr. Elephant, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of this stuff off. What I did is I had bark on here to keep it from drying out in the summertime. We're going to take our measuring cup, stick it here, a little bit here, and then we'll see if that seed takes off. I don't know, it sank, so if it floated, that seed wouldn't have been viable. So that's good. So now, go to the supermarket, and if you see tamarin seeds, fruit, get it, peel it. Skin comes off real easy. Peel it, eat the pulp, not the seeds. Seeds are poisonous on this one. And then go from there. Let's take the surface tension out a little bit. And we'll do an experiment on this tamarin and see if it'll root. The cuttings, I don't know. And there you have it. And then I'll put a marking on this because when I put the seeds in on this one, it was the same as in this one. And then this one, we'll put the one seed, mark it on our vinyl, so that's our good marker. So, good Lord. I gotta get something warm in this throat because being out there, man, it really does a number on me. So, good Lord. With the throat. So, take care, everybody. Stay warm. I'm going to have the morning cup of coffee with my wife and then hot tea the rest of the day because I got to stay inside and just maybe work in the workshop because it's cold out there. It is cold. It's supposed to be a high of maybe 2 degrees. Maybe it goes up to 2 and then drop like a rock tonight again. And then tomorrow it's supposed to get a little warmer. I don't know, but we'll see. And as you can see, the days are getting longer. So from Kevin, wherever he took off to, and me, have a good day. Stay warm. Good Lord. I got to really get going here. Have your cup of tea tonight. Turn on Sherlock Holmes Old Time Radio. Sit back and relax. And man, I got to get something warm. Take care, everybody.